A girl born with a disability grew up in a quiet rural area. She entered the big city for the very first time. After much effort, she managed to get hired as a server, but lacking both arms, she became an easy target for bullies. One evening, while escaping from a private lounge in terror, she accidentally collided with a CEO who had just been drugged. Seeing her missing arms, the CEO felt deeply sympathetic. Enraged, he immediately chased the bullies away. As he turned to speak with her, the drug overwhelmed his senses. Confused and dazed, he mistook her as a source of relief and dragged her back inside. A few minutes later, he tossed a card onto the table, suggesting she find a job more suited to her. Her eyes welled up as she shook her head, declaring she hadn't done anything immoral and refused to take his money. She walked out unsteadily and tripped on the carpet. At that moment, the CEO's grandmother stepped in and saw the scene unfold. She hurried over to help the girl. After listening to the full story, her expression turned cold. Without hesitation, she yanked her grandson's ear and demanded he take responsibility immediately. She insisted they register for marriage right away. The girl was stunned. She understood the grandmother's intent, but she bowed her head and refused politely. She didn't want to be a burden to anyone due to her condition. This made the grandmother feel even more sorrowful. She immediately wrote a check, offering 50 million as a bride price, asking if the girl would consider marrying into the family. The girl stood frozen. Her thoughts rushed to her father, still in the hospital, and the 100,000 needed for his operation. Finally, she bit her lip and said yes, but only took the 100,000. She insisted the marriage wasn't for money. The CEO scoffed, assuming she was just acting pure-hearted. Still, under his grandmother's insistence, he followed through with the wedding, but as soon as they got the license, he told her they'd divorce within a week. What he didn't expect was the girl quietly returning to the hotel the next day and applying to be a janitor. Even though she was now the CEO's wife, she wore the cleaner's uniform and scrubbed all day long, determined to return the money through hard work. When the CEO learned of this, his emotions grew mixed. He felt touched, but also irritated. He secretly assigned someone to monitor her quietly. Soon after he left, the manipulative lady showed up at the hotel hoping for a staged chance meeting, but ended up bumping into the girl instead. When she saw who it was, she sneered, complaining that her expensive shoes were now ruined. The girl bowed in apology, even attempting to kneel and wipe them clean. The manipulative lady shrieked and stepped back. Her friends came forward with smug faces, boasting the shoes were limited edition and available even for tens of millions. They told the girl to pay up immediately, and when she couldn't, they told her to clean them with her mouth instead. None of them knew the humble cleaner before them was the legal wife of the CEO, the very man they were all trying to seduce, and soon, they'd be facing consequences beyond their imagination. At that moment, the CEO's grandmother came to the company to visit her granddaughter-in-law, only to find her being surrounded and bullied.